What's going on, guys? I'm back at my local skate park in Barguide in South Wales, and today I wanted to film a little bit of a video for you lot out there who maybe can't ollie but want to learn some jumps and some tricks. Ollies take a long time and you should keep continuing to try and work on your ollies because the work does pay off in the end. They're just really tricky, but why not learn a few other types of jumps that you can do which are easier, which you should be able to learn in a day or 10 minutes or a few minutes or however long it takes, but it shouldn't take too long. Let's look into it. You don't even need ramps for these tricks, so you don't actually have to have a skate park. You could just have flat ground. It could be a car park or somewhere in your street. These tricks can be applied anywhere. You can learn the basic ones first and you can upgrade as we will see. So the first trick we're going to look at is actually something called a hippie jump. So the hippie jump, you start off with your feet on the bolts, get your feet nice and wide, and all you do is jump. Your feet should take off. So as you can see, it's pretty basic, and everyone I teach this trick lands their first go. You can do them stood still, you can do them little to start, make them bigger, you can really tuck your knees up, you can even do them rolling. It's quite a versatile trick and it's a good way of sort of training your body to jump in the air, land on the board, bend your knees with your feet on the bolts. It is good training for ollies and it's a nice and simple, quick one that you can learn anyway. If that's easy for you, then next up you can try and start to incorporate some spins into your hippie jumps. So you can start off with your feet on the bolts, jump, land side to side, and jump and swap over sides. Try this on grass or on a carpet or something that's going to hold you nice and still. If that was easy, you can actually swap around, swap your feet over completely. Again, try it on a grass or carpet if it's a bit scary. It's going to look at something a little bit like this. Use your arms to spin around. So next up, we're going to learn how to jump onto the board and land with some speed without actually needing to take a push. Let's take a look. So my board's out in front of me. You take a step forwards and then you swing your front leg up to the bolts all in one motion and step on. You can try that really slow, really methodical, making sure to swing that front leg and make sure it meets the bolts and then step your other leg on, taking a little push. Go really slow. If you're confident, you can actually take a little leap into it and land on the board, bending both your knees. So here we go. I'm going to take a little bit more speed into it. I'm going to run forwards, jump and land with my feet pretty much on the bolts. My back foot's on the tail, that's okay. My front foot's nice and high, I've got a nice wide base, and I bend my knees when I land so I can balance. If that was easy for you, then you can run really fast and gain a lot of speed, jumping on the board, looking really stylish. Make sure to only go at the level you feel confident with and make sure you've built up your levels so that you don't slam or have a bad fall without proper practice. Our third jump that isn't an ollie we're going to look at is called a caveman. So you obviously don't want to start this trick going too crazy, jumping off things. Just start off on the normal floor. You're going to use your front hand and hold the nose. You can swing the board back and forth like a pendulum. You can hold your board nice and low, hold the board out in front of you and swing it left to right. What you want to do is jump off your feet as the board's coming up. Then you can meet your feet on the bolts as the board's rising, jump and try and land on that board. If that's scary, just do it lower, slower, take your time. Do 1 foot at a time if you want. The trick with skateboarding is to take your time, break things down, and go in at whatever level you're comfortable with. There's no point rushing into things. One last point about this one is try and actually swing the board under your feet. Try not to throw it forwards or anything. Try and get that board underneath you. You want to be above the board so when you land and you bend your knees, your weight is all centered and you're not leaning forwards or backwards. Hey, it's sunny. There's my shadow. Look at that. Fantastic. Thank you, son. If that was easy enough, then you can try and take a few steps into it, take a steady walk, or even run into this trick. So it's in my front hand, I'm going to walk forwards and swing the board under my feet and land and roll away. Now this next one is one of my favourite tricks to do generally. I can ollie, I'm comfortable doing ollies, but I sometimes choose to do this one just because it's so fun and so different. The boneless. So to do a boneless, the starting position again is feet on the bolts. You grab with your backhand, so that's forwards for me. This is my backhand. I grab between my toes with my backhand and I step my front foot off the board onto the floor behind me. Next up, I pull the board up, So the tail's touching the floor and you can scrape that tail. You want to make sure it makes that nice noise. Scrape that tail up, lift your knee back, drop the board and step on. If you speed that up, you can start to try and jump on the board as you're in the air, get your foot on before the board actually hits the floor. And if that's comfortable, you can speed the whole thing up and actually jump higher into the air, pulling the board up. Make sure to use your hands to re-level the board. This trick is really fun to do rolling, really fun with spins, and fun on other obstacles in the skate park. Oh, that is scary. Oh. There we go, determination pays off. Right, we need to take a look at our last type of jump without doing ollies. So the last trick we do without being able to ollie is something called the no comply. You have your feet on the board, you quickly step your foot off, your front foot, and you use your back foot to stomp the board around and jump back on. Now people do these without spins, they do them straight. I'm not very good at them. I'm going to try them for the video to show you guys, but I'm much better doing them with a spin. Key things to look out for really is just trying to kind of keep your foot not on the tail, because as soon as you step off, that'll happen and it'll be outside of your control. You want to kind of keep your foot on the bolts so you can step on and off without tipping the board up. But when you decide to, you can push the outside of your shoe down. You can tilt your ankle to make the tail hit the floor. And if you do it with some pressure, you can stomp the tail, scrape it around. Right then, Sammy boy, Mr. Skate Coach, let's see if you can do a straight no comply. So when I try them straight, it sort of whacks my leg a little bit. It comes all the way up here, and I use my knee to kind of lift the board. There might be a better technique out there, so if anyone has any tips, everyone needs a bit of help sometimes, even the skate coach, hit me up in the comments and let me know how you do that. Now with the 180 versions, all I do is I put my foot in this corner and I step on and I kind of scoop my foot forwards. I force that rotation and kind of scoop the boards in front of me, if that makes sense. I trail around on my foot, swap 180 and almost push off fakie. So you can try this stood still broken down. You step off, you kick the boards forwards and then you roll away. So I hope you enjoyed the video. This video was just basically out there for the learners, the new guys, people who can't quite ollie yet. They're working on it, but they want to have something a bit more to chew on, to play with, and to learn a few more tricks. I guess you could also be a kind of an intermediate skater or someone who's just maybe missed out on some of these tricks over the years. Again, you can catch up, you can do some bonuses, bonus 180s and no complies. So again, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and give the bell notification a click. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to follow us on social media at Skateboard Academy UK. I've been Sam, it's been a pleasure. See you next time.